So, if you've been on Twitter or YouTube, or hell, even Facebook, you'll see like a running theme. And the running theme from everyone, and I'm really sorry if I'm gonna like fuck up your ears right now, is something along the lines of feminism! Feminism! They put feminism in He-Man! They demasculated He-Man! He-Man! Feminism! 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 Shut the fuck up. Like, all of you are screaming about that feminism shit, but nobody's actually giving, like, valid reasons as to why this series isn't good. And, like, bullet points. Number one, Netflix and Kevin Smith basically lied. Their marketing for the series was basically bullshit. Kevin Smith went on the record on Twitter saying that, oh, the He-Man series is going to be about He-Man and honoring He-Man's character. That doesn't happen. Spoiler alert, if you haven't been online, or for episode 1, He-Man dies in the first episode. It completely changes the tone of the series. The first episode is going to feel like old school He-Man. Everything from the second episode on has a completely different vibe. Which sucks. Because, in my opinion, the first episode was great. Like, everything about the first episode was absolutely fantastic. The music was great. The voice acting work was great. The battles were great. Mark Hamill as fucking Skeletor is fantastic. Even if he sounds like Joker, I feel as though as Mark Hamill got older, he just settled into the Joker voice. He didn't mean to do it, but he just kind of did it. Lena Headey as Evelyn, absolutely fantastic in the series. She's also great. Then you have the new sidekick Andrea. Then you have Tila. Orko has a fantastic Orko, Cringer, and Evelyn. Those three characters have the best arc in this series. Completely made me look at the characters a little bit more different than I did like back in the day. Even some side characters like Moss Man, I don't want to call Man at Arms a side character, and Merman and Man Beast, like they also had really great arcs. Also, Merman is voiced by Kevin Conroy, so he's low-key Batman. Even the way he shows up is like Batman. Great. Problem. And I feel as though the reason why everyone is screaming feminism is because of, or wokeness, is because of the main character who takes over for He-Man. Lena? Basically, He-Man's number 2, like his sidekick. She takes over the series as our main point of view character after episode 1. And that would have been fine. Like I said, a lot of these characters deal with the fallout from both He-Man and Skeletor's death in different ways. Like, it creates this very interesting and unexpected level of growth for them. It's like, well, who am I now that He-Man isn't here? Who am I now that Skeletor isn't here? What kind of person can I become? Here's the problem. It has everything to do with how they wrote Elena's character. I feel as though at this point in time it's probably a trope. Or I don't know if Hollywood writers just think that making anger the core of a female character's personality is supposed to like denote strength. Like, creating a female character who's basically, I don't even know how to describe it, where anger is basically their response to everything. Like, for instance, here's a good example of a character whose anger is their response to everything, but they're written exceptionally well. Toph from Avatar, The Last Airbender, her anger is basically like the core of her character. She's angry, she's sarcastic, but at the exact same time, she has fears. You understand Toph. There's a vulnerable side to her behind all the machismo and the bravado. Like, she's toned, she's strong. Like, physically, she looks stronger than Aang. The problem with Alina's character is that anger is the main push for her character across the board. Anger is literally her response to basically everything. Oh, is the universe ending? Fuck you. Did Adam die? Fuck him. He didn't tell me he was He-Man. Did so-and-so happen? Fuck my dad. And it's like, yeah, I understand, like, you're annoyed or you're pissed that, like, Adam kept a secret from you for so long. But at the exact same time, like, the dude sacrificed his life to, like, save the entire universe. Like, he left the protection of Eternia to you. Like, he had faith in you. He didn't leave it to anybody else. He left it to you, and you just kind of, like, you know, abandoned it. But not only does that anger continue on throughout the series, it doesn't get resolved. Like, when you think the anger is going to get resolved, there's a Samurai Jack moment that's going to happen, where she basically has to confront the darkness, or should I say that anger inside her. But unlike the Samurai Jack episode, where Jack more or less realized that the anger was what was controlling him, it was making him make bad decisions, whereas he should just basically forgive himself and, you know, come to peace with the fact of what happened and move on with his life. She doesn't. She focuses on it, and it's at the detriment of the entire story. Because when you're getting these great character developments from these other characters, you're getting a subpar and bad story from this one character. Like, in my opinion, if she wasn't in the series and it was Evelyn who was the main character, this would have been absolutely fucking fantastic. There would be no complaints about this series at all, in any way, shape, or form, because Evelyn is dope as fuck. If it was about her, Evelyn, interacting with Orko and Cringer and the Sorceress and Man-at-Arms, like, no issues whatsoever. It's just this one character that, for whatever reason, everyone is hung up on, that I don't even really care for, that the second I realized it was an annoying character that was written bad, I wrote it out of my mind and started focusing on everything else going on in the background. I don't know, man. If you have time, literally if you have time, I'm not saying sit down and watch He-Man, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing on Netflix. It is a decent show. The music is spectacular. The action scenes are absolutely spectacular. I forgot to turn off Steam again, didn't I? Damn. Did I already say music? The Steam thing completely threw me off. I am so sorry. Action, music, art style, all three are fantastic. Every side character, Evelyn, Man-at-Arms, Man-Beast, Merman, Orko, Cringer, Sorceress, fantastic. Excellently done. The main character who takes over for Adam, once he's gone, Elena, she is going to be the main problem for a lot of people. Like, you're going to see a lot of people talk about everyone else and not mention her. And if they're going to do a part 2, they're going to have to fix that personality. They're going to have to fix her character. Like, they're going to have to fix her character arc or something. Like, tighten up that story. Because at this rate, I don't know. They may do a part 2, but if it's as bad, if her character is as bad in part 2 as it is in part 1, they're not going to make it to a part 3. But that's it. Check out He-Man. It's dope. It has its issues, but it's a good afternoon. No alcohol required. This is what happens when you watch Jeremy John's videos before you record something. Peace.